Let's push Vladimir Putin to bring his imperialist fantasy to an end by enacting sanctions that are a true deterrent. I welcome the fact the European Commission has decided to go to the next level, and I ask it to present, which I think it will do in the coming days, a sanctions package that will be a true deterrent, that will take the wind out of the Russian economy and make this colonial war a costly one for Vladimir Putin.
From the French Foreign Minister. Well, we're going to talk now to our correspondent Dave Keating, who joins us from Brussels. Dave, EU Foreign Affairs and EU Defence Ministers meeting there today. Of course, Ukraine, top of the agenda.
It is very much top of the agenda. We've started the meeting today with the defense ministers. The foreign ministers will meet in the afternoon. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is joining for both of those meetings, and both of those meetings are focused mainly on Ukraine. Obviously, they'll be digesting what you were just talking about, this phone call between Trump and Putin. I can tell you the reaction here to that phone call has been pretty negative, seeing it as, at best kind of a flop, but at worst a worrying sign that the United States intends to walk away from its role in this conflict, especially the Truth Social post that Donald Trump put out saying that now it's up to Russia and Ukraine to talk between themselves. It seems like the U.S. administration is washing its hands of being involved in those peace talks anymore. Again, like Kethevane was just saying, this is a total reversal of what the Trump administration was just saying last week. So the big question that the European defense and foreign ministers are going to have to grapple with today is, what does Europe do if the United States walks away? If it is looking that way, what can they do? And what is on the table is this 18th package of sanctions against Russia. It hasn't been formally proposed yet. I'm told it won't be formally proposed today, that today is going to be a kind of initial discussion. But there's already a lot of worry about this 18th package if they decide to go with the big maximalist thing that the French foreign minister was talking about. The European economies are already rattling from the Trump tariffs, from the trade war, from all the economic anxiety, and there's real concern about going ahead with a major package of economic sanctions, while the Trump regime, at minimum, will not go forward with any new sanctions and actually seems to be going in the other direction, talking about taking away sanctions and having a great trading relationship with Russia. There's real anxiety about Europe going it alone on that.
So, Kethevane, from what Dave was saying there, from what you were saying before, where does all this leave Ukraine?
Well, Vladimir Zelensky is in a very tough position because he has to sort of juggle the worry of seeing either the Americans take Russia's side or walk away, with also not pushing too hard, because of course he's seen what has happened in the past when he's pushed back against Donald Trump. But what he's trying to do is sort of show Donald Trump and the Americans that he, the Ukrainian president, has done basically everything they've asked for. He's done the minerals deals. He's accepted the 30-day ceasefire. He's willing to sit down with Vladimir Putin. He said it. He said Ukraine doesn't need to be persuaded. What's needed is mirrored readiness from Russia. So he urged more sanctions. He also had this plea, don't make any decisions without us about Ukraine. But he is going to need to rely even more on the Europeans. And so this call for more sanctions was likely very much directed at the Europeans, because right now he feels that the Europeans are in a better place to actually put on those new sanctions. There is one hope, though, for Volodymyr Zelensky, is in the case that Donald Trump doesn't necessarily take Russia's side, but decides to sort of give up a little bit in his role, direct role in these negotiations, the hope is that then it would be Congress who would take over. And in Congress, Volodymyr Zelensky actually has way more support than you see from the White House, especially in the Senate, where you still have these sort of old Republican hawks that are very much anti-Russia. And that is true of Senator Lindsey Graham, who was was in Turkey, who briefed the Europeans about a sort of a big new American package of sanctions that is ready to go, waiting to see what happens. But what was interesting is the comment and how Lindsey Graham framed this packet of sanctions. He said, these sanctions represent the Senate's view that we see the primary bad guy as being Russia. So the Senate and even the House really very much on Ukraine's side. The problem is, of course, that when you look at that statement, you sort of look at the White House and feel that maybe that feeling is not necessarily shared in the White House.
Kethevane, thanks very much. Kethevane Gorjestani, our International Affairs Editor. Going to go